Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Friday afternoon. Welcome into this, the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Brett Pritchard. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics and a little beyond. 256-234-6221. That's our number here. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. If you got any new topics you'd like to discuss or comment on any of the things that we talk about, we'd love to hear from you. Obviously, you can call us or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, our YouTube page as well. You can interact with us any way you choose, and we would love to do that. So we'll talk about today, look back on the week that was. Obviously, we got SEC Media Days coming up next week. That will be kind of a big deal. Obviously, it is every year, but this is the, as you said, unofficial beginning of the college football season, which obviously that is very exciting for all of us. You sent out a little blurb. These things come out all the time, but overall SEC records, or overall records for SEC teams since 2018, Auburn not where they want to be. Randy and I talked about that yesterday.
Well, I think about that, Andy, and we're only 2-3 wins away from being on the other column. That's don't lose to Mississippi State on the road. Don't lose to South Carolina 2 years in a row, a terrible South Carolina team. Those kind of things add up to this right here. Sure. So when you look down, Auburn's 40-35, but they probably lost 10 games that they've crapped away, that they were a better team than. And I've said this for a long time on this show, and you know this, and you'll back me up. It's not the Georgia-Alabama game. Those are going to be tough every year. And we've let that slip away from us for Georgia, and we've maintained, I guess, somewhat semblance of competitiveness against Alabama. But what determines whether you go 9-3, 10-2, 8-4, 7-5 is the Arkansas, the Mississippi States, the South Carolinas, those type of teams that when you have a better team and you go lay an egg. Good programs don't lay eggs. Every once in a while, they'll turn the ball over 5 times. A team will play out of their mind, and they may lose by a field goal, right? But when you consistently lay an egg or two a year, the Mississippi State game at home, just the Bo Nix's last year, is the one that blows my mind. Mm-hmm. Just blowing their doors off, just beating them to a bloody pulp. And then you look up and you go, somehow you blow that game. The LSU game where we're just destroying them in Baton Rouge, and Gus Malzahn somehow decides to tell everybody, we got them where we want them. This is good. Just lay off. And they come back and win the game. Those kind of games are why you are 40-35 and not 56-22 like LSU or even, Georgia and Alabama kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack. But LSU's the next biggest one. I don't count Oklahoma yet because they ain't, they're in this group. But LSU at 56-22, Kentucky 47-20. When Kentucky's got a better dadgum record in football than you over the last 6-7 years, that's a problem.
Here's what I take away from it. We are one game different than Mississippi State. Now, you can say, okay, well, 1 year, it was an off year. Mississippi State had a phenomenal year. Auburn had a down year. They ended up with a better record. Or, you look back and say, okay, this certain year, Auburn ended up one game. Auburn was 8-5. They were 7-4. This is a compilation. Since 2018. Yeah. This is 7 years. You know what this says to me? This is 6 years.
You know what that tells me?
And we are one game different than
Let me
Mississippi
tell you
State.
what that tells me overall 6 years. 6 years of turmoil, 6 years of unrest. You know what all these programs have in common down at the bottom? Auburn, Mississippi State, South Carolina, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt. And, of course, Vanderbilt sucks, and they're always going to be down there. But South Carolina, Arkansas, Mississippi State, and us have all had turmoil. We all have been through multiple coaches. We've all been through ups and downs and can't get any consistency. You know what the difference between Alabama, Georgia, and LSU is? They have consistency. Yeah, LSU's changed the coach, I understand. But for the most part, they get the most out of their talent.
They changed the coach. The coach they changed won a national title.
That's exactly right. So you look down and, Texas A&M really hasn't won anything since they've been in the conference, but they've been a consistent program. They're a solid program. We've had good fortune against them, but they're 46-27 during that time frame. Florida, 46-30. They're kind of telling all. What are they dealing with right now? They're in the middle of turmoil. Tennessee has somewhat turned it around. They seem to have things going. Ole Miss, 43-30. Lane Kiffin has done it his way, and he's getting it done, and they seem to be inching closer and closer to a chance to maybe go to an SEC championship game. We'll see if they're able to do it. But the reason Auburn's 40-35 is because it's turmoil, man. I mean, it's hard to recruit, and it's amazing to go back and look at our talent composite. And since that 18 year, Andy, we've been going in the wrong direction. We went from number 4 for 3 years to number 7 in 18, and it's gone down ever since, and now we're sitting at number 9. And so, when you go that direction with your talent and you have a bunch of turmoil, it's amazing we don't have a losing record. Seriously.
Yeah. And you think about it, there's some interesting, and we'll dive into this a little bit, in the next couple of segments, but the SEC talent composite. It hasn't come out yet for 2024. You could do it, right now, but there's still some movement. You're still bringing in some players, possibly from the transfer portal. So,
what would your guess? What would your guess?
A little bit more in August, so we'll get a better picture.
Just let's off the hoof guess. Where do you think it goes up a notch or two? You think we go down to 8 or 7?
I'm predicting we're going to be 7th.
So made some improvement.
I believe. Now that's my prediction, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's the start in the right direction.
I have gone back and added in Texas and Oklahoma since 2015, and I've got the entire SEC. I'll send it to you. But I've got the entire SEC as far as to where they are, where they have been, and so Texas A&M though is a very interesting case study. In that. All right, here's their numbers. This is where they ranked in the SEC. 2015, they were number 5 in the SEC. 2016, 6. 2017, 7. 2018, 9. So they was clearly, they were descending into.
Right.
All right, 2019, they jumped back up to number 6.
And they had their best year in the conference in 2020.
2020, number 7. 2021, number 6. 2022 and 2023, they have, by the SEC Talent Composite, had the number 3 most talented team in the league, and they've had 2 losing records. So talent does not automatically equal wins, but you can look at these trends and see what these teams are doing, and it pretty much goes.
Yeah, talent does not equal wins at all, but it dang sure helps.
It does.
And you got to have the other parts to it. When Texas A&M tried to run out and buy the number 1 class in the country, you see it's my philosophy in recruiting when I was at CAC. I can go bring all the students into this college I can, but if we have just as many leaving out the back door or more, then the enrollment's going to fall. Well, the quality of your program, you can bring in a great class, but if they only stay for 9 months and they hightail it out and you lose half of them, that's also been a problem for Auburn. Auburn has done well in recruiting back to the Malzahn era, but the daggum turnover was so great. You'd look back 3 years after a class, it'd be 2 or 3 guys left out of a class.
Yeah.
And so, the retention part of this is just as important as getting good quality in every single year. You got to get good quality, but you got to add to it. You got to build depth. I think Hugh Freeze, building off of last year's class, having a revamp, getting rid of some guys that need, no offense, but getting some guys out that need to be out to make room for some other guys. Now, can you get them to stay? That's what he said at Ambush, Andy. That's what he talked about.
And get them to produce.
Well,
you know, I mean, you can bring in a 5-star Calvin Ashley and let him play, and he'll be on the team for 3 years.
And be terrible.
But he don't ever play.
Well,
So,
when he got out there in the Mississippi State game, you knew why he wasn't playing. You know, we sat here on this show and clamored for weeks and, months. Why can't Calvin Ashley? He's a 5-star. I mean, what the crap? And then they stick him out there against Mississippi State because we had injuries, and you go, okay, I see why he ain't playing now. He sucks.
That's
it's just the way it is.
So, I mean, these numbers can be manipulated, and they can be, affected and to be somewhat misleading in that you could have a bust.
Well, I'll say this. If you don't have good recruits, Andy, you're not going to win. You got to get good recruits, then you got to match it with good coaching.
And those recruits have to produce.
Right. Good coaching is great too. But if your good coaching can only get you recruiting classes that rank 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th in the conference, probably ain't going to get the results you want.
UCLA drops off Auburn's schedule. They were scheduled to play in, I think, 27 and 28.
Right.
So that no longer. They dropped the Georgia series as well. They were supposed to play them.
Right.
So
they got out of both.
What does that mean? Does that mean that SEC's going to a 9? No, not really.
Is that where it's going to end up, though? Probably.
Well, we'll see.
Do you know how to pronounce his name now, right?
No.
Fanaje.
Gote.
Fanaje Gote.
Gote.
Yeah.
Fanaje.
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 Fanaje Gote.
Okay. We'll go with it. Fanaje Gote. Gote.
Gote. Good day.
G-O-T-A-Y.
It's been a good day. It's Friday.
Good day.
It is a good day. So.
He's from Maryland. Not originally,
I would say. Probably not originally.
And Jared Smith, 5-star, high 4-star, some 5-star defensive end, says he's going to announce August 3rd.
Yep.
Auburn's in on that one.
We'll see.
Be a nice boost to the class as well.
We'll attend Big Cat Weekend.
That's right. Don't go anywhere. Just getting started. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at BamaSheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
The good guys at Alex City Marine are ready for your boating needs all summer. And now you can get up to $4,500 in rebates on our huge selection of new Landau Tri-Tunes and sacrifice pricing on remaining 23 models. Alex City Marine also has a new fleet of rental boats for fabulous days on the water. Whether it's service, new pontoon selections, or rental boats, see the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine on Cherokee Road in Alexander City or online at alexcitymarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
GlennSmith.com, the great shopping experience you'll get at our dealership. Online, GlennSmith.com. Brand new Chevrolets, brand new GMCs. GlennSmith.com. Compare pre-owned models side by side. GlennSmith.com. Get your best price every day and see everything we offer at your convenience 24/7. Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile at GlennSmith.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. We are brought to you each and every day by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job is too big. No job is too small, commercial or residential. Give them a call today, 334-531-0199. Also, Russell Do-It Center. They got 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center. They can beat the big box store. And finally, Central Alabama Community College. Wonderful place to get a great education right here in Central Alabama. 4 campuses, Alexander City, Prattville, Talladega, and Childersburg. We're talking about.
I think they can beat the big box store as bad as Joe Biden beat Medicaid. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there. That line.
You gotta laugh.
You gotta laugh at it. Man.
I mean, it's so sad. You gotta laugh.
But just anyway, I'm sorry.
Keep from crying. Overall records of the SEC teams since 2018. We were talking about that in the first segment. Here's the other thing, Brett. Okay, so you make the point that you could really you could throw in Kentucky, A&M, Florida, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Missouri, Auburn, and Mississippi State into a big jumble, and there's really not a whole lot of difference. Their records are very comparable. You know, the
7 games difference from top to bottom.
Essentially, from Kentucky to Auburn.
7 games, basically.
So you got this upper echelon, you got this middle of the pack, and then you got this very bottom with South Carolina, Arkansas, Vandy. However,
and 2 of their wins, by the way.
However, when I look at Auburn, and Randy and I talked about this yesterday as well, no matter how you feel about bowl games, you say, well, yeah, they're irrelevant. And pretty much they are. Nobody cares, and especially today. But
I don't think bowl games have ever been more irrelevant than they are today.
But it's an opportunity. I mean, 10-4, 10-3 looks so much better than 9-4.
It does.
9-4 looks so much better than 8-5.
It does.
8-5 looks so much better than 7-6.
The perception.
So when I look at it, I think about Auburn's gotten not just beat, hammered by Maryland, by Northwestern, by Minnesota over the last few years. We've gotten beaten by Central Florida. We've lost 2, home and home to Penn State. you go back. We lost a couple to Clemson. Those are the kind of games I look back on and I think, that's the difference. We could be at least, 5 or 6, 7 games better if we just win half of these games.
But those are just SEC records, right?
Yeah, well, I think this is overall record.
No, that can't be the overall record since 18.
Why?
So it's just SEC games we played since 2018, right?
I thought it was overall.
Maybe it is. I thought it was just – maybe it is overall records. Okay, anyway. Yeah.
Well, 75 games.
Right, yeah, true. I was looking at I guess I was thinking about just the SEC mark.
Yeah.
But you're right. When you add when you add those other teams in, it goes back to, what I said about Mississippi State, South Carolina, 2 teams below you that you have lost to in that time frame. Twice to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Once to Mississippi State where you were blowing them out at home. It's just stuff that don't make any sense. The Penn State game, like you said, was a joke at home. Played them great up there. Really should have won the game up there. But, had a play or two that just we screwed up. Let's be honest about it. Coming out of the halftime we screwed up, was it the opening kickoff?
We fumbled,
we fumbled the daggum thing.
Or the first play. I can't remember.
I think it was something. But anyway, coming out of the gate, blew that. But, yeah, all that adds up. And when you try to look at, a time frame like this from 18 to now, and you look at how do you match up against other programs in the country outside of the conference, well, we hadn't done very well. Like you just mentioned, the Clemson games or the Penn State games or the bowl games where you got a better program. You're supposed to have better talent. And you go up there and you just have I don't give a rip mentality. Maryland, Central Florida, Northwestern. And you just go and it means more to those schools than it's obvious. And I'm not giving us an excuse because that's on the coaching staffs, whoever was coaching at that time, to prepare a team to get them ready to go on a trip to play a game, Andy, and then you show up and do what we've done, yeah, it pisses fans off. If people get tired of it. I went over to the Peach Bowl, and Central Florida clearly wanted to win that game. It was monumental for their program. It was to finish a regular season, a undefeated season, and we had just had a great ending to the season, beating Georgia, Alabama, but fell off in the SEC championship game.
Kerryon
Johnson got hurt, and then we go into that game. We wanted to go to the playoff, and our ambition was to be in the playoff. And if you win the SEC championship game, you're in the playoff. But we didn't do it, so it was dejecting. And those guys said, look, and I tried to be the other guy. Y'all were saying, we ain't going to show up for that game. We going to suck. And I said, well, no, I really think they want to end. No, y'all were right. We went over there, and it looked like going through the motions about as much as we've ever seen. And Central Florida kind of came back and tried to make it a game at the end, but for the most part, that whole game was terrible. We played like crap. Looked like we didn't want to be there.
So again, those are the kind of games that are the difference. You could be 50-25 instead of 40-35 if you just beat the teams that you're better than. So
it's frustrating.
It's very frustrating. So again, it's out there. It's for the taking. If Auburn can turn around mentally as much as it is physically, so hopefully we're headed in that direction.
Take care of business, man. Just do
this year is a good watermark to look if we're moving in the right direction.
Because this schedule's not hard
on the field, that's for sure. All right, got to go to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after these messages.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters. Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. 256-234-6221 is our number here. Well, as I always like to remind you about Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines, one of our great sponsors here on the Auburn Blitz. Got 2 locations, one in Montgomery, one on East Glen in Auburn.
Man, today's special. I mean, how you go wrong with fish and shrimp fry weekend? $17.99, catfish fillets or fried shrimp with sides of cheese grits, slaw, and hush puppies, man. I mean, good old time summer. Fried fish and shrimp, man. Golly. Yeah. Wine of the month for all of you wine connoisseurs out there. Singing Tree Chardonnay. So there's your wine of the month, the Singing Tree Chardonnay. Go check it out. If you like wine, they've got a great selection. The daily specials, again, you can go to steaksandwine.com and that's with an N, not Steaks and Wine, steaksandwine.com, to check out their specials and everything going on at Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. But don't take our word for it. Go check them out in Auburn and in Montgomery out in Pepper Tree.
All right, we were talking about the SEC talent composite from 2015 to 2023. I've said this before, and it was always about Kentucky. Kentucky got a much better, 47 and 29 overall since 2018. Auburn 40 and 35. Kentucky, talent-wise, 15th in the league. That's one from the end. They're only, that's with.
Well, you talk about a guy that's done way more.
That's with Oklahoma and Texas in the league, being 16 teams. 15th, 14th, 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 13th, 14th, 13th, 14th.
What's our excuse?
I mean,
turmoil.
How about Ole Miss? Lane Kiffin. The last 3 years, they've been 11th in the league, 11th in the league, and 11th in the league.
Probably going to be the same again.
And they've won 10 games, 2 of those.
Again, turmoil. The common denominator here for Auburn versus what you just said is stability. I never thought I'd say the word stability and Lane Kiffin in the same sentence, but they've found it somehow. And Kentucky. And Stoops, you know what? They probably never going to win an SEC championship, but at Kentucky in football, now they may be as much as they've fallen off in basketball. We've kind of swapped roles. Now we're good in basketball and they're better in football. But to take dang near the bottom of the class, bottom of the conference every year, save Vanderbilt, and go and do what Mark Stoops has done and win 47, go 47 and 29. I mean, dude, we have the only difference is stability for those programs versus non-stability for ours. And, you can go back and look at Alabama pre-Nick Saban. And if you wanted to do a 5 or 6 year span pre-Nick Saban with Mike Shula and Mike Price, who never coached a game, and DuBose and all that, they had a bunch of this. And so you're not going to perform and put the product out on the field that you need to do when you've got constant turnover and guys aren't bought in because they don't know who's going to be there next year and they don't know if, that's the place they want to be. And we just got to put a consistent product on the field. We got to keep somebody longer than 2 or 3 years.
That'll help. Who's Kentucky battling with for some of those bottom spots in talent? Missouri, who won 11 games last year. 12th in the SEC in talent, according on paper, at least. But they had been very consistently 15th in the league in talent.
And I know they've had their doors blown off.
To 2022.
But they've been to 2 SEC championship games. Now, Auburn and Alabama both beat them to death. But they both have been – they've been twice.
Yep.
So, you can say what you want to.
Now, just as talent is where do Texas and Oklahoma – they're coming into the league. Where did they rank last year if they had been in the SEC? Texas would have been the 4th most talented team in the SEC. Oklahoma would have been the 6th most talented team in the SEC. So they are not, people can talk about, what you expect from these two teams. Oklahoma's got a very difficult schedule. Texas has a very manageable schedule. But they are coming in as, in the top handful of most talented teams in the SEC.
You have to tip your hat to Ole Miss and Kentucky. Missouri is just 2 games away from us. So, but Ole Miss and Kentucky to recruit and have those composite rankings and to do what they've done, you know what? Sometimes you just got to say, guys have been out coaching everybody, and that's what Lane Kiffin and Mark Stoops have done. They've taken less and done more with.
Mark Stoops ought to have more Coach of the Years.
I agree, man, because, he's recruiting at the bottom of the conference. Again, the only team that's worse than him on most occasions is Vanderbilt. And he's won 47 games and lost 29 in that time frame. We've won 40 and lost 35. They just have a better result than us. Like it or not. How do you turn things around? Auburn has not been going in the right direction on this composite. From 15 to 2023, we've gone from number 4 to number 9. That's not the direction you want to be going. Now, when the 2024 composite comes out, you and I both feel like we'll have improved maybe a couple spots, back to 7. But you got to start winning some games, and you got to quit laying eggs against teams that you're better than. Period. You can't go to the Music City Bowl and look like you ain't practiced in 2 months, and let Maryland blow your doors off. Really, seriously.
Exactly.
So you've got to do some things to show people that, hey, look, we're going to take every game serious. We're going to play hard. We need you to come in to turn this program around. And when we get it where we need it, we're going to win championships.
Malzahn could not win a bowl game.
Just couldn't win.
I mean, Memphis and Purdue.
Dadgum.
That's it. Memphis and Purdue.
Benjamin Russell could have beat Purdue that year. I've never seen I thought he was going to score 100 points.
And then they got blown out by who? LSU?
I mean,
I think against SEC teams, Purdue's like 150 to nothing in the last 2 bowls.
Where's that home and home? Get them on the schedule.
Yeah, really. We'll take another break. When we come back, how about some projections for top seeds in the NCAA tournament?
Already out.
How about that? We'll talk about that when we come back. More to come right after this.
"76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community."
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, it's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has feastables.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, It's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has feastables.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us.
Jason at the 7-on-7 camp today and tomorrow up in Hoover. So Benjamin Russell from here in that camp.
Okay.
Went up there. So massive 7-on-7 teams from all over the country come into this camp. New head football coach at Hoover this year, a good friend of mine, Drew Gilmer, the new head football coach. He comes over from Clay Chalkville. And
I didn't realize they had changed coaches.
Yeah, he won 2 state championships out of the last 3 years at Clay Chalkville, and they lured him away to Hoover. You know, Hoover struggled the last couple years.
Yeah, you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, something was, not right, and expect Drew to do really, really good things at Hoover. I know they're used to winning for the last 2.5 decades and winning a lot. So he'll inherit that program. So he'll be up there. That's his show now. So everybody will be competing and be interesting to see how all that works out. So we're just a month away or less from school being back in for high school and practice starting. Man, it's hard to believe how fast it goes. But let's shift over and talk a little basketball, Andy.
Your boy, Jerry Palm, comes out with these, predictions for the top seeds.
Me and him had a great encounter on the other Auburn show.
So I always have to preface this by saying, these are Jerry Palm's early predictions for top seeds in the NCAA basketball tournament. Jerry Palm is also the guy who predicted Tennessee to beat Tennessee to beat Auburn in 2013.
That's right.
So take that for what you will.
And after we blew them completely out of the stadium, I reached out to Jerry. He didn't want to be back on the show. But anyway, because he kind of thought I was an idiot, and I thought he was an idiot, and I happened to win that one for once in my life. So still doesn't mean I'm not.
Well, when you're back in Auburn, at least they stepped up that day. And
yeah, if anybody walked out on a limb, it was me. And was at risk of completely falling. But they actually came through that day. Bracketology, top seeds. Where does Auburn and Alabama fall in this? Again, this is way out. But looking at where do people think from a national standpoint does your program fall going into the season? And if things were to play their way out like they think, who would be the 2 seeds and the 1 seed? We'll start with the 2 seeds. We'll start in the East with Gonzaga. Gonzaga, the number 2 seed in the East. North Carolina, a potential opponent for Auburn in Maui. A guaranteed opponent for Alabama in Chapel Hill, the number 2 seed in the West. Our Auburn Tigers, the number 2 seed in the Midwest. And the Baylor Bears, the number 2 seed in the South. So those are your 4 number 2 seeds, according to Jerry Palm, going into this year basketball.
We listened to Bruce Pearl no more than a couple weeks ago at the Auburn Ambush, and he said he expects a lot more to be expected out of this Auburn team nationally this year. So there are going to be a lot of expectations that they're going to have to live up to.
And the non-conference schedule has not been finalized for Auburn, but a potential game of Purdue still out there looming, a
Birmingham.
potential game of Houston still out there looming. You've already got Duke on the schedule. You got to go to Cameron Indoor and play them in December. You're playing in the Maui Invitational. UConn's out there, North Carolina's out there, Dayton's out there, Michigan State, Colorado, Iowa State. There's some really good teams. You're going to play good competition out there. So all of us, out of the gate, this schedule's so much different for Auburn. But the number one seeds, according to Jerry Palm, in the East, it will be UConn. No shock there. They've won the last 2 national championships. So they're
to be pretty good again this year.
That's right. But the number 4 overall team in the tournament, according to Jerry Palm. We'll see. In the West, Houston comes in as the number 3 overall team in the country, and they'll be the number 1 seed out west. The number 2 team in the country, the third number 1 seed in the Midwest will be Kansas, and the number 1 overall
with
seed.
Auburn's number 1 seed, Kansas.
Yeah,
and Auburn's in the Midwest.
Auburn's in the Midwest, and so is Kansas. That's correct. And the number 1 overall seed for the tournament, according to Jerry Palm, and the number 1 seed in the South is the Alabama Crimson Tide. And so we talked about that. Auburn comes in as the 6th overall team in the tournament, being the second number 2 seed behind Baylor. So right on the cusp of a number 1 there for Auburn and Baylor. And then you look over and look at Alabama's non-conference schedule. They've already got Purdue scheduled. They got Creighton scheduled. They've got to play North Carolina. They're playing Houston. I mean, again, Bruce Pearl, that schedule for us is equal, if not,
Sure.
maybe both are really tough. I'll just put it that way.
A lot of slip betwixt the cup and the lip, but this Auburn team is going to play a very impressive
Just
schedule.
lets you know where the national pundits, some of them, think both Auburn and Alabama are right now going into this season.
That should be a lot of fun. That's
No
for
doubt.
sure.
No doubt.
Going to take a break, but we'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Friday, right after this.
"76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community."
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, it's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has feastables.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
The only thing real in this video is the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. This restaurant, it's a green screen. The ground I'm walking on, it's a treadmill. Me? I'm not Mr. Beast.
I'm Chandler. Go get the new Mr. Beast box at Zaxby's. It has feastables.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you. One final segment in the show today. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Thank you to, of course, Russell Do-It Center, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, Central Alabama Community College, as well as Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines, as well. Go and check them out. Maybe pick you up a meal for this weekend. Certainly you'll be glad that you did.
You know, we were just talking about the basketball schedules for Auburn and Alabama again. Auburn's still got a couple of pendings out there. I think Auburn looking to add Purdue. But, I mean, if you look at the breakdown of Alabama's, I mean, Purdue and Notre Dame or Rutgers possibly on November 27th, North Carolina, Creighton. I mean, in Illinois, I mean, it's a brutal schedule, and that's what Nate Oates did last year. And again, I'm glad that we're playing a lot better caliber teams in the non-conference for us. We have that kind of team. We need to be challenged.
Yeah.
You're not going to win all of them, but you need to win some of them. And that's what Nate Oates said when they were kind of reeling at the beginning. He said, look, we scheduled this on purpose, but, you know, dang gum, we got to win a few of them.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just say, hey, we're going to schedule everybody and take it on the chin every time. And they turned it around and obviously made a run to the Final Four last year. But this team for Auburn is very veteran. 11 seniors? Is that right, or 10?
That's what who said that? 10 seniors, I think.
Well, Bruce said it.
Yeah.
At the ambush.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 10 or 11, one. But anyway, who in the world's seen that in a senior night's going to take a while. I mean, I like football. But anyway, have that much veteran experience.
As always, you got guys from the portal. The chemistry is still
right.
You wonder. I mean,
they've got to come together.
Can it come together?
Right.
Will it come together? How long will it take to come together?
It's no different than getting 5 freshmen out on the floor and saying, look, they're all 5 stars, but can they put it together and can they mature fast enough to make a run? And, you know.
And look, I love KD. God bless him. I mean, he was fun to watch.
Jordan Mason.
But you know what? I'm not really going to miss. You know, I can do without it for a year. So
yeah, it was. There was a definite love-hate relationship with the way he played.
Yeah. So
I watched Chad Baker Mazar again, the SEC takeover, and I watched the SEC tournament championship game again. And, man, I mean, he will try to start something. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. Like, there was one trip down the floor where we had a shot blocked or something, and one of Florida's players coming out, and then it kind of got in a tussle, and they went back and showed the replay. Well, it's because Chad Baker-Mazara went up and just, I mean, you know, right, kind of subtly just kind of gave him the forearm shiver, you know, and it's like, and then it's like, what's going on, man? I don't know. What's this guy overreacting? You know, it's kind of like, can that be reeled in a little
Can he
bit?
back it up?
Do we have a
now?
phone call?
He's the kind of guy. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He's
Okay.
maybe we do. I don't know. He's the kind. No, we don't. He's the kind of guy you definitely love as a teammate.
Oh, man.
You hate to play him.
Oh, and
he's the guy you want on your team.
He gets the other team riled up. He did it against Georgia big time. I mean, they were totally out of sort. They were terrible anyway, but he just had them all riled up. Well, you know what? It reverse psychology in the Yale game. They said, you know what? We're going to use that against him. We're going to get in his head. We're going to chide him and kind of push him a little bit so he'll overreact, and he did, and he got kicked out of the game. And look, say what you want, cost Auburn. I mean, they should have been able to recover. They should have won the game anyway. But from a mental standpoint, Auburn never recovered in that game.
Yeah.
So
it started bad and it got worse. So you know.
But anyway, that team has a good mix of returners plus, you know, the guys, the Kellys and the Pegueses and the guys that Bruce was able to add to this roster that are going to be big-time contributors.
I'm excited about Pettiford, too.
Oh, man, and Ja'Kai Howard's Chris Porter, man. He's that kind of flyer. He's that kind of exciting player playing above the rim. I mean, we've got talent stacked on top of talent. I mean, Auburn and Alabama have the best two teams in the league. And that home and home is going to be beyond rabid at both places.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're going to – now, Andy, you got two possibly top 5 to 10 teams that are going to be playing each other in the Iron Bowl of basketball every year.
Yeah.
I mean –
well, if it really comes down to it, I mean, the outcomes of those could determine who gets the 1, who gets the 2 seed.
Absolutely. No doubt.
If Jerry Palm might be right. But
Jerry Palm may show up in the game. So.
All right, July the 12th, on this day, 1949, baseball owners agreed to erect a warning path before the outfield fence.
It's pretty smart.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. 1979, on this day, Disco Demolition Night at Comiskey Park.
Have you seen the footage of that?
Yes.
I mean, that is unbelievable.
If you brought a disco record, you got in for 98 cents. You got in the ballpark.
I saw a special on the Bee Gees or something one time, and they were like, they feel like that was the death of disco. When that event happened, they were still touring and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and
1979?
Yeah, I mean, it was in their heyday, man. And it's like, they said, look, everybody's sick of this. We're about to destroy everything.
This will tell you how different times are now. They piled. Now, the idea was for all of you.
Now in Chicago, it's just demolition night.
Yeah, really.
You ain't got to destroy a disco record. It's just demolition
in Chicago.
night.
You brought disco records. So it was a double header. They played the first game. In between that and the next game,
right?
The fans went out on the field
and destroyed
all their records on the field in the outfield, and they used dynamite to blow them up. They literally used dynamite in a baseball stadium with the crowd there and blew up these records.
Chicago, nobody flinched or anything. In Chicago, they said, that's just another day up there.
That's just another
Something else blew up, you know.
After they blew them up, the crowd rushed the field. They went berserk. They ended up having to cancel the second game, and the Chicago White Sox forfeited it.
Why would you do it in between games? That's stupid. Do it after the second game. Make people stick around, right?
It was a great promotion, but it got out of hand.
Well, who didn't think dynamite in 1979 flower children running on the field in bell bottoms and destroying stuff? I mean, dude.
Disco Demolition Night, the night that killed disco.
That was it.
Happy birthday today, Curly Joe Dorita, one of the The guy that replaced Curly in the Three Stooges.
Yeah, Curly Joe wasn't.
He was not
as good as Curly.
Bill Cosby. How about Cheryl Ladd, one of the original Charlie's Angels?
Oh, yeah.
Robin Wilson, lead singer of Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms.
Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar.
Topher Grace. Christy Yamaguchi. Born on this day, 1971. It's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody. He's Brett. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.